Hi everyone, it's Lonnie, and today we are going to make some embellishments. And I'm going to start with some not very expensive watercolor paper. You don't have to use watercolor paper. You don't have to do watercolor in order to make embellishments. This is just one way that I want to do some. I made some butterflies before where I made a background and then stamped butterflies on them, on the background. But today I want to make the background and then maybe stamp some other things. And I mean, I like the butterflies and I want to make some more, but today I thought, well, if it works with butterflies, it should work with other stamps, or you should be able to draw on it once it's dry. I think I just basically want to drop in some color. So I'm just gonna wet my paper. And then you wouldn't need a special brush. I have a round one. What you want to do is find some colors that you like, and you don't have to tape your paper down for this, I don't think, unless you want a border. I specifically don't want a border, so I didn't tape it down. So I really like green on my backgrounds. When I look for embellishments, I always like it. I gravitate towards the earth tones, so green, brown, yellow adds brightness. Probably why I like gold so much. But just mixing it up, not intentionally making it look like Easter or anything like that. I don't think I'll be adding any pink, but I might be adding some yellow. That one's kind of got some green mixed in already. And so this is going to take a while to dry. And there goes the furnace. Okay, so where was I? So with this one, I dried it. Okay, so for stamping, I basically need to decide what I want to have on it. I'm just looking at these because I got these from the thrift store. And I haven't opened them yet. So I'm a little later this week with a video. Yesterday we had a holiday here. And this morning my workload increased, so we'll see what happens. Oh, I like that heart. I think I'm gonna do that one first. Excuse me. Alright. What pad, what ink do I want to use? It could be anything now that it's dry. because I don't think I'm going to re-wet it. If you hear things falling, yes, that's very, very likely and probable. So I'm probably going to go with either black or dark brown. I filled up my black and it's not sticking to my stamp yet, probably because the stamp's new. Let's try that in the corner. I know it's not really the right color for hearts, but when you cut it out, it doesn't really, you can use it for clusters or something like that. It's not super bad. I don't really mind that. And two, you could always make like a design. Two hearts that beat as one. Okay, so I tried that one. Let's keep going. I was thinking this vase would be nice. I'll try that one in brown. Wondering how much you can see here. That actually looks like it's sticking better to the... So I'm going to be a little mindful how close together I have these. Oh, that's nice. That you could cut into a label. That would make a nice label. In fact, I'm going to do that all the way down this edge. Just have to be a little mindful about how much room is going to be required for cutting. I do like to draw some of my embellishments, but I also like watercolor paper. I like changing up the shades of my embellishments. I like to have new and different ones. I don't always like to stick to the same. I mean, if you can switch up your embellishments by yourself, you're going to save a lot of money, because I'm finding that I can spend a ton of money buying embellishments. And if we can make our own, then we don't always have to buy. This is cool. The hearts come right out of the mailbox. I wonder where they got this. Crafter's Square. Of course, it's made in China, but it's been through the US and Canada. So, not sure. Crafter's Square. Is that a company well known? This one, I'm not sure if I would make. It's not really gonna be like a thing that fits on a rectangle. However, maybe in a circle, that might work. You have a circle punch that's big enough. So this could easily be a mass make, and it is really, especially if you're going to do what I'm doing, which is making a bunch and then making labels out of them. You just pick whatever colors you want. I like to add some brown in there. I don't know, it just settles me somehow. What else we got? We have the word love. We have a jar with hearts. It's really more of a Valentine's, but that's all right. I don't mind. What if we did the jar with the hearts? Maybe we could mix it with something. If we did the jar up here, and then maybe this arrow part with the heart underneath. These would have made cute little tags, but let me try one together first. And let's try it up here. So I hope you're all well. Our weather has changed again. It's looking really nice now. Happy to see that. Okay, so with that one, I think I'm going to separate them. If I use the hearts with the arrow, I think that would make a nice label. Not loving the black. It's not really showing up for me. I prefer the ground espresso. It gives me a clearer image. So yeah, that would make a nice little label. Hearts with arrow through them. Why not? Okay, that one, and then I think I'm going to do some of the jar by itself. Because like I said, this I think would make a cute little tag. This way you can make so many different things. Making your journal unique. And if you sell them, putting your own touch in them. I think that helps make them special. Okay, one last thing. You know, I think I'm going to go back to the one I started with, which was the heart. And then, I don't know, can we try making a flower out of it? Let's see. Something like a flower, maybe, if we go in each direction. I'll have to join it in the center. I love using stamps on watercolor because it's so absorbent. It doesn't stay, I mean, it dries really quick. There. That could be a flower. Let's see what else. There's a little heart there. It might work as a leaf, kind of. We put that in there. So yeah, you could make a bunch of these. And then if you don't have stamps at all, you could still draw on them. It would still give you a unique background. And you could also use like, well, the other day I wanted a heart stamp, which I didn't really think I had at the time. I wanted something, a single heart. I didn't think I had a stamp for the size I wanted to make it. So I took a empty toilet paper roll, and I manipulated it so I manipulated it somewhat so I got this heart. I'll show you. I actually put paint on it. I didn't use it for, can't really see that now, but I had paint on it, like acrylic, and it wasn't the perfect heart, but you could tell it was supposed to be a heart. And you could do that with, use what you have to make things that you want. There you go. And so let's see. Okay, I'm gonna stop stamping, and I'm going to start cutting. So I wanted to make labels out of this one. Yeah, being kind of bold and brave freehanding this one, but there we go. That looks cool. Then by the time you trim the corners or whatnot, you could even outline it with a, you know how you do labels sometimes. Let's see, what would I use? might be able to use black and then just come around the sides, or you could ink it. And just kind of trying to give it an outline of sorts. I probably would ink it myself. I just happen to have the watercolor in my hand, so something like that. So that could work as a label. I could have made a tag out of it if I wanted. So many options. So for this one, let me see if my circle punch that I have is going to be big enough. I kind of wonder. You know, it is. Barely, but it actually does fit. So there's that. So then I could either put that on a background, or like I said, if I ink it. Okay, so I'm going to use the same and then just do the edges. And the texture of the watercolor paper just picks that ink up really nicely. And there you go. You could even make a round tag out of that, or like a dangle. I'm thinking if I used my hole punch tops right here somewhere. And then put like a string or something in there and hung it. I know. Put it on a string, and then, of course I don't have any string on hand here. Oh, I got some. I go like this. Doesn't have to be very long. It could be a dangle in your journal. One knot. And then cut that short. And then you could do it different ways. You could use a bulb pin, or you could just attach it to a paper clip. And then open to a page. There's a nice page. This one I would probably go from the side. Could even do it from the bottom if you wanted to stick out. Something like that. I don't know if I would do it with that particular one, but that's kind of fun. Same if you I got stuff all over the place. I'm trying to finish my journals. I was just looking for a bulb pin. Here we go. So if I started I didn't want it on a paper clip. Now the bulb pin, if I wanted to, I wouldn't even need that string. But attach that to the string. And then you could attach this to maybe a cluster or something else. You could still attach it to a paper clip if you wanted. Make it danglier. But anyways. Okay, so there's that one. Let's see what else. I said I could make a tag from this vase. So I would round the bottom and snip that. I remember when I first learned this trick, I thought that was kind of cool. But you have to line it up with the corners, otherwise it won't work. Okay, there we go. And then would need, it's probably a little long. So then redo. Yeah, so this would really look good on a bouquet of flowers if you were to give somebody a bouquet. And then, I'm not saying you'd have to. You wouldn't have to, but I think that would be a really good thing for myself. What do I do with tags? I usually stick them in a pocket. If they're large tags, I'll stick them in the pocket so that they will stick out the top of the journal. So there's a tag. Keep this. You can make another label or something. You can write something on it if you want to straighten the corners or straighten the sides, trim the corners. Like I said, you can draw and write on watercolor paper. And I want to write something. Alright, so this is just a regular black pen, and it doesn't seem to mind. So if I write whatever pen I decide to use, I have to press down fairly hard, so and two, the texture makes it a little challenging for me to do a good job, but there it is. I inked that already, but I think I would do it again. So this could just be one of those little things you tuck in a pocket or in a tuck or stick in a, yeah, there you go. It's for a cluster. It's tiny. Okay, so what else? Let's see what we can do with the jar. I said tag on this one, didn't I? So a little more room on top. you gotta know where to hold them. Okay, things falling. Just gonna try straighten that. Okay, so yeah, it could make a nice tag, or it could make a smaller label. So versatile, right? I mean, I think I need more labels because when I look for them, I always want something that I don't have. So maybe it's just that I don't have enough. Or I have a limited selection, or do I go through them so fast that I'm always running out? There's a good question. I don't know. Not sure what the answer is, but let's see, anything else come to mind? I do think these would make a nice label. So I would make this kind of wide and short. Again, round. See, if your label is thick enough, you wouldn't necessarily need to back it with anything. And it would be, again, you know, with the cluster, I find I'm always looking for things to put in clusters. So, I mean, you could have used numbers. You could have written numbers. Instead of the word smile, you could have written a number. I'm sure I have some extra here. Let's try that. Okay, so probably get 2 out of this one. Whoops. Yeah, craft-a-lunch. Craft-a-lunch? I don't know. Whatever they call that when when everything around you falls down. So yeah, that's what I got going on here. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half. That should give me 2. This one isn't particularly straight though. So it's funny, I think that's the actual edge of the paper, so the crookedness must be over there. Anyways, I'm gonna round the corners. So these little corner rounders, I think, have been one of my favorite investments. Not that you would need one, but it's sure nice to have. Okay. Can always cut it with the scissors too. Alright, if I want a number on here, I think I would start with the letters PS for Psalm, and then Psalm 91, verse 1, PS 9:11. If you don't know what that is referring to, you might think it very odd, but I know what Psalm 91 verse 1 says, and so it's an important verse to me. he who dwells in the secret place of the Almighty shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. He who abides in the secret place of the Most High. Sorry. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shelter of the Almighty. There we go, after I butchered it really well. And yes, I almost sang that because it is a song, and we're not allowed to sing on here, so I won't. Anyway, so that's my version of a number. If you just like plain numbers, I'm sure you could think of some favorites. The year you were born would be a good one. The year you were married would be a good one. There you go. Just really anything would be a nice little I don't know, I got tags on the brain today. I think this would make a really cute tag, and you could put it inside a I'm thinking a tag, and I probably should have used a smaller hole punch, but what I was thinking was to use the bulb pin, sorry, to use the bulb pin idea, and then you could attach it to a cluster. Lately I've been making label clusters. Have you done that? It helps if you have labels that go this way, so not vertically but horizontally. I didn't. And there, how about we make a label out of this? Just so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, is it straight? No. And this one is a little too wide. Not a big deal, but I kind of do like to have it in the center. Okay, so I'm gonna trim the corners. And then what I actually like to do is ink my labels. Okay, so that'll be my main label. And these make great tuck spots. So actually you could use one of each here. Decide which one you want in front, which one you want in back. So kind of make a corner of a frame. Then I add something like that, or it could be that. I actually usually go for something round. I don't have a very small one, but if I were to, there we go. Since the theme there is kind of hearts, Okay, so this, see how it all blends so nicely together because they're made out of the same color palette here. So something like that. I like to join them, so make like a corner. This is a little wider than I normally would use, but that's okay. I'm just showing you, so maybe I would overlap it like so, and then put the corner, put the heart there, and then I might splatter some gold. Yeah, you knew the gold wouldn't be very far behind, right? Well, maybe I won't splatter so much today because I'll just do some drops. I just want them on the little heart in the middle. So then I would glue those together where they meet, and I would, so where they meet, and then onto the page on the edges, and then once I've put it inside my journal, I would then come along and put something right there. I probably have an example. There we go. So I guess I still have some to make. All right, so here's one. It's got a number label, and then it's got a flower label, and it's got a word strip, and it's got a round label. And so I joined them all kind of in the center, and then I made a tuck spot out of it. And I just think they're so much fun. So there, that's your example. And so, shall I do that with this? Because it does look kind of cool. It's not overly long, but it's kind of fun. There, something like that. If I put that's how I'm going to do it. I'll use my tacky glue for now. Whoa, when that comes out, it really moves. Okay, I probably put too much on. That's all right. It will work. It'll work for all the things. That just has to sit and dry now. There, it's all attached. It's all connected. And then, like I said, when I put it in the page, I just attach it at the very edge. Come on. There, lots of hearts. I do like it to make a straight frame, so just lining it up with the edges on my mat here. And the heart didn't really want to stick yet. So that's a quick project for today. Perfect. Once it dries, I will put it inside a book, inside a journal. So I hope you liked that and found it useful. Remember, if you don't have something that you see somebody working with, then improvise. I've done that quite a lot, so I will continue to do that just because I'm finding it's more unique when you make your own things. So anyways, I wish you guys a great rest of the week, and we'll see you again. Bye for now.